What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to take a little bit of a look at some new Digimon cards. Yeah, that's right. Digimon cards of the day. I like Digimon card of the day. These are making me extremely happy, and I kind of want them to carry on forever. I like waking up every day knowing that it's a couple of hours until new Digimon cards get revealed. I'm sorry. I'm kind of loving it. We are in the reveal cycle now. It will end eventually, but hopefully this game will live on until the end of time. And every couple of months it will start all over again. Today we've got a couple of Digimon that we've never seen before. We've got ourselves Megaseadramon and Metalseadramon. And forgive my boldness, given that I don't know a huge amount about Digimon as a property, but I think these might be from the same evolution line. Shout out to the lovely Jason Snowjacks for the translation, and shout out to the lovely James Gill for confirming that they are blue cards, not purple. When we got new Digimon, I do need to look it up, I'm sorry. Appreciate the help. So starting off with Megaseadramon here, what we see is a level 5 Digimon, 8 cost to play normally, 3 cost to evolve, 8,000 power. And in terms of a level 5, that is fine. We have seen more powerful blue level 5s, but we're talking Loader Leomon, right? That's a vanilla card, so yeah, it's cheaper and it's more powerful, but we would expect something given the whole it has no skills. I mean, other than that, 8,000 power is extremely high for a level 5. And the 8 cost is also extremely high, to be fair. 3 cost to evolve, we expect. That is standard for a level 5. That's what a lot of level 5s end up having. We're not in the least bit offended. 8 cost to play normally, I believe, makes it the most expensive blue level 5 we've seen. Unless I'm missing something that's already come around in Ultimate Power. But outside of that, it is the most expensive level 5 we've seen. But it's a very powerful card. And it's got a skill. What skill does it have? This Digimon cannot be blocked by your opponent's Digimon with no evolution sources. Yeah, that's worth it. Also, the art on this card is like full-on phenomenal. It is some of the best artwork we've seen on the Digimon TCG so far, and that is saying something given how ridiculous the artwork has been. Shout out to Bandai for having the same artist do both of these cards in the same evolution line. That's a really cool touch. So what we basically have here is an expensive Digimon to play normally, but a powerful Digimon that cannot be blocked by Digimon with no evolution sources. And if you evolve up rather than playing from your hand as an 8 cost, there is no downside to this card. We literally just end up with a powerful card that can't be blocked. That is a wonderful, wonderful thing. Problem is, of course, they can only not block you if they've got no evolution sources. So this goes to, I don't want to say the standard blue deck, but certainly what the card designers would have us think of as the standard blue deck. I mean, the nuclear option here, of course, is Nail Crusher. Nail Crusher is a 7 cost option card, and when you play it, you discard all evolution sources from all of your opponent's Digimon, so that will work quite nicely. But the reality is, your opponent is unlikely to have multiple blockers. The reality is they'll have probably a couple of blockers, but then as long as they have no evolution sources, it really doesn't matter if any of the other ones do. So you can use something like the combination of Gabumon and Garurumon from the starter decks. Now, they're both inheritable skills, so you've got a level 5 evolved from these two, like for instance, you know, just off the top of my head, as an example, don't read too much into it, Megaseadramon. Then when you attack, you remove 1 evolution source from the bottom of one of your opponent's level 5 or less Digimon. And Garurumon, when you attack, you just remove an evolution source from one of your opponent's Digimon. So the pair of them together can get rid of 2 evolution sources, and then hopefully the blocker won't be able to block. And this can be huge. I've talked over and over again about how great blockers can be, and how they can really win you games. This can stop your opponent winning games, which I suppose would mean they would then lose games. I mean, one of the ones we've already seen from Ultimate Power is the new Wargreymon, which is an 11,000 power blocker. That's ridiculous. Time was you would have blockers like Grizzlymon, who would come in with 6,000 power and we'd go, oh, that's adorable. Yeah, I've got 8,000 power. I'm fine. I don't care. The reason this becomes a relevant Digimon here is because we're now starting to see more and more powerful blockers, not to mention we got the option card Testament that can make any Digimon, no matter how powerful it is, into a blocker. And now all of a sudden, this makes perfect sense. It's not always going to be terribly relevant. There are going to be games it's not as good as others. But make no mistake about it, if your opponent's got a blocker trying to ruin your day, this is going to be hilarious. Metalseadramon here comes in as an 11 cost, fairly standard. 3 cost to evolve, fairly standard. 10,000 power, weak. Now, we've seen that both the Seraphimon have 10,000 power, but then again, both the Seraphimon have really good skills. 10,000 power is low for a level 6 Digimon, so we're expecting something good here in order to make it actually worth playing, rather than just a standard cost but weak level 6. Well, what we have here is, when you play, return up to 2 of your opponent's level 4 or below Digimon to their hand, and discard any evolution sources that they had. So it's not working on level 5s or 6s, admittedly, but you get to take 2 Digimon, level 3s or 4s, remember level 2s will be in the raising area, and you cannot affect any Digimon in the raising area using your skills. And you discard any evolution sources they had, level 3s and Digitarmors. So that's kinda nice. Oh yeah, and on your turn, this Digimon cannot be blocked by your opponent's Digimon with no evolution sources. So we've got that thing we see quite a lot, and it makes thematic sense. You got one Digimon evolving up into its natural evolution, because remember, you can evolve any level 5 blue into any level 6 blue, and it's keeping its kind of main skill. And this is good. This gives you protection. It's got your back, quite frankly. This is a Digimon that absolutely has your back. Now, we've talked quite a lot about the whole can't be blocked. Here it's even more relevant because you're a level 6. The last thing you want is to build up into this big, bad level 6, go to attack and have your opponent being like, ha, Wargreymon, now you go down. Level 6s are a pain to get out, right? You've either got to pay a lot of memory to get them into play naturally, or you've got to evolve them up, which takes drawing into multiple Digimon and paying all the memory to get all of those evolutions rolling, etc. The last thing you want is to get your level 6s rolling and your opponent to just block you out of the game. Like I said, go back to new evolution, and we really, outside of somebody playing Testament on a larger Digimon, we didn't really have to worry about high HP or high DP blockers. Back in the starter decks, we didn't have to worry at all. Level 6s, when we were playing in the starter decks, were safe from being blocked. I mean, they could still be blocked, but what I mean is they would take out the blocker while not be taken out themselves. Now that we've seen Wargreymon, and let's be clear, right? There is absolutely no chance that Wargreymon is the last big blocker we ever see. So this is wonderful. As for getting rid of your opponent's level 4 or below Digimon, I'm in two minds about this. I mean, on the one hand, it's clearly an extremely powerful skill. It's clearly a very good thing to take 2 of your opponent's Digimon off the field, and the fact that if they've got any evolution sources, they lose them is great. But real talk for a minute, you're a level 6, you're slow. The reality is, you're probably not going to be able to make the most of this. This is something your opponent can play around by just making sure that they're evolving up nice and quickly. Now, I suppose it is a play skill, not an evolution skill, which means you only get the skill if you pay the 11 to play it normally. You don't get it if you evolve up. So I suppose you can drop it as a surprise, and your opponent might not see it coming. But it is a lot of memory to do so. Now, let's say you do get to drop it as a surprise. I think at that stage it's probably worth it, because you're taking out 2 of your opponent's Digimon, and you're gaining a 10,000 power Digimon that's not going to be blocked by anything with no evolution sources, that's a good thing. But it is a very expensive skill to have normally. Now the good news is, let's say you get rid of 2 level 4 Digimon from your opponent, they're probably on average are going to be paying like 4 or 5 to replay them, so you're probably taking 9 memory away from them. So you're paying 11 memory, but you're taking 9 away from your opponent. In that way you can argue that it's fairly efficient, but I still do look at this and go, I like the play skill, but I don't know if I like it enough to pay 11 memory for it. But I do like having a big, beefy Digimon that is just not going to be blocked. But at this stage, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to know what you think. So let me know in the comment section, would you? Go nuts, be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWassy, where we talk Digimon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, all kinds of fun stuff. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wassy Plays.